Hi. Max here, reviewing another MCU movie. And I know, it's been a while. It's been a long while. And, well, since I don't really remember. Maybe it's just a few days, but, the thing is, I got a new job, my work schedule is different, and now the only free time that I have are Tuesdays and Sundays. Tuesdays and Sundays are my free time where I can just sit back and relax. Well, Tuesdays, I gotta go. I do have college classes, one in the morning and one at night. But I have the whole afternoon and evening to do whatever I want. So there's that. But sorry I haven't been active, and let's just get right into the movie review. I was willing to wear my Thor helmet in my review, but there's no way I'm wearing this mask in this review. I can't. Oh my god. Oh, my cheeks. My cheeks, my face. Put that over here. I think I'll just hold this shield. I did have I wanted to wear a Captain America t-shirt, but the thing is, I have two Captain America t-shirts. One of it was a white t-shirt, and the other one was from the movie Captain America: The Winter Soldier. But I don't know what happened to those t-shirts. I lost them. I lost those t-shirts, so I guess I'll have to do with the Age of Ultron t-shirt for now. But anyway, Captain America: The First Avenger, directed by I believe Joe Johnston. Joe Johnston directed this movie, and it stars Chris Evans, Hayley Atwell, Tommy Lee Jones, Toby. Oh my god. Oh, I forgot the actor who plays Arnim Zola. It's like Toby something. I forgot. I want to say, I was thinking about Toby Kebbell, but that's a different actor. And Hugo Weaving. So you got a lot of talented actors, and it's funny because this movie came out in 2011, and Chris Evans already played another superhero. He appeared in a lot of comic book, not just superheroes, but like comic book movies that are based on comic books or mangas or something like that, like Scott Pilgrim. In 2010, he was in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, but when it comes to superheroes and Marvel, we all know him as the Human Torch from those bad Fantastic Four movies. But now Marvel Studios Marvel Studios brought him into the MCU, and now he's not the Human Torch. He's playing Steve Rogers, aka Captain America. This movie takes place in the 1940s during World War II. The army, they are enlisting, they are recruiting as many soldiers as they can. And you see Steve Rogers. He starts off as this skinny, scrawny dude, and just the way he looks, like it's Chris. Like I found out that behind the scenes, whatever, that they actually, I don't know if it's CGI. I think they CGI'd, but it's like they CGI'd Chris Evans' face on another actor's body. So it's Chris Evans' face, but the body is a different body. Like it's a different actor. He kind of does look like I want to say he looks like Gollum. His body, he kind of reminds me of Gollum. This movie also stars Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes, Steve Rogers' best friend. Steve Rogers, he really wants to join the army. Like, he's motivated, he's passionate. He really wants to help and, serve his country. And you see it. He's determined. Like, Chris Evans, he does an amazing job. Like, the casting, Marvel Studios, I believe I said this in a previous MCU movie that I reviewed. But when it comes to casting, like most of the time, it's great. You know, Marvel Studios does a great job at casting the right actors for the right role. And Chris Evans, you know, when I see Chris Evans, I'm not gonna think about the Human Torch. I'm gonna think about Captain America. When someone brings up his name, I'm gonna think about Captain America, because he defines Captain America. Chris Evans is Captain America. Like, I don't know. Do we want to include Chris? You know, do we want to include Chris Evans to the list of actors who are their character? Like Robert Downey Jr. Like, for example, Robert Downey Jr. He is Iron Man. I can't see any other actors playing like Tony Stark, like Iron Man. I don't know if we can agree that, you know, if we want to throw Chris Evans' name to that list. But, you know, he does a great, you know, for what he's doing, for what he's after, he's doing a great job. And Hugo Weaving as the Red Skull, you know, he's the leader of HYDRA, and he's a great villain. Like, when it comes to, you know, MCU, they haven't done a great job when it comes to villains. Like, their villains always suffer. They are weak. Like, their villains are weak. But Hugo Weaving, he does an amazing job, an incredible job, as the Red Skull. And I watched a video, like, behind the scenes, like the way they put, like, I think it's like latex. They have Hugo Weaving, and then, like, they sculpted his bone structures, they sculpted his bone structures onto this latex mask. They applied it all over his body, like parts of his body. It took, like, Hugo spent like a couple hours, you know, having the makeup and the makeup on him, and it looks really good. Like, it looks great. Like, when I see the actual Red Skull, like, his face, like, it actually does look like Hugo Weaving's face. It doesn't look like, you know, it doesn't look like Hugo Weaving. It is Hugo Weaving, and it's really great how they apply that on Toby Jones. I want to say Toby Jones. Is that his name? Toby Jones, who plays Arnim Zola. Anyway, and then we get oh my god, I forgot the actor who plays Abraham Erskine. Oh my god. He's a great actor, and I'm forgetting his name. But anyway, Erskine, he approves of Steve Rogers joining the army, even though, you know, there's complications. And Steve, he's volunteering for this operation. He's getting vital rays, and then he gets out of the chamber, and he's all muscular. Like, he gets injected with a super soldier serum, and he's all muscular. He's taller. Let me think. So yeah, like, I'm trying to think, what else do I want to say? So yeah, basically, he becomes, you know, he gets into the chamber, he gets injected with the serum, and now he's taller, faster, and more agile than an average human being. And now you know, Steve, he wants to be a hero for his country. He wants to serve his country. He wants to be a symbol for America. And so now he's doing all these publicity, you know, all this publicity acts. He's in cereals, not cereal like the thing you eat for breakfast. I'm talking about cereal with an S. And he's in serial films, you know, black and white films. He's in propaganda. I don't want to say propaganda, but he's in, like, he's basically you know, like, he's basically the Star Spangled Man. He's the star. He's a, and as Tommy Lee Jones says, he's the Star Spangled Man with a plan. He's, you know, he's a public image, and he's everywhere. And now he's and then, you know, Howard Stark, and, you know, Dominic Cooper, he plays the young Howard Stark, the father of Tony Stark. And you look at Howard Stark and you see that yeah, I can see that this guy can be, I can see how this guy could be the father of, would grow up and become the father of Tony Stark, because, you know, he has the he has the mustache, he has that mustache, he has that charm, just like his son Tony. So yeah, and then you know, Steve Rogers, he's Captain America. He's rescuing the Howling Commandos, his best friend Bucky. He's officially joined the army. He's going to all these Hydra bases and destroying their operations. And, you know, it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun and enjoyable. And this movie, not like I said, but Captain America: The First Avenger is an underrated movie. And I'm going to say this, and this is going to be the last time I'm going to say underrated when it comes to the MCU, because, you know, The Incredible Hulk, the first Thor and Captain America: The First Avenger, all three movies are very underrated, and they don't get a lot of love and attention like they should. And this movie is great. I love this movie. Captain America: The First Avenger is a great movie. It's not but it's a great movie, but it's not a perfect movie. One of the flaws that I have with this movie is the dialogue. All right, it is cheesy. There are a lot of cheesy and corny. There's a lot of cheesy and corny dialogue. And maybe it's because this movie takes place in the 1940s, and the director Joe Johnston or someone else thought that hey, it's a good idea, it should be a good idea, it's a good idea because this movie takes place in the 1940s. Why not we have the dialogue, and everything, be during that time? So the humor. So basically what I'm trying to say is that the humor feels very outdated in like a little sense, because the thing is, like I said, it's cheesy and corny, and it works. I can understand why they think it's a good idea, because this movie takes place in the 1940s, like I said, and I think that's the reason why they chose that direction. But I just can't help but roll my eyes. I just can't help but I do this, when they say something is funny. I shake my head and smile. And another thing I don't like about this movie is that they montage the great when it comes to action scenes. They montage all the actions. They montage the actions. They montage the actions. They montage the actions, and you've seen it in the trailers when Captain America busts through that door and starts shooting all over the place and throwing his shield around. It was awesome, and I wanted those action scenes to be extended, but instead they were all cut into a montage, and I didn't really like it. So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is the best action scenes will all cut together into a montage, and I would love to see an extended one, but whatever. That's basically it. That's my two negatives. So because this movie is in 2011, I will be spoiling this movie. So Bucky, he's on the train, and he's on the train. Steve and Bucky, they're on the train, and they're fighting these two, Hydra agents, these Hydra troopers, and one of them like blasts at Captain America, and then Bucky grabs Steve's shield, and like this, Bucky grabs Steve's shield, and he's shooting at the two Hydra agents, and that's kind of like a symbolism, and that is a symbol. That's either a symbolism or a reference. I'm pretty sure it's a reference. I'm pretty sure it's more of a reference when Bucky grabs Cap's shield, because in the future because in the future that's a reference to him being Captain America. That could be a reference to him being Captain America in the comics when Bucky grabbed his shield. But anyway, there was an explosion. There was an explosion, and then like the side of the train exploded, and Bucky is dangling on the side of the train. Steve tries to grab his hand, but it's too late. The bar broke off, and Bucky falls. Bucky falls into falls in the cold, ice, snowy ground below. And we thought to ourselves, the general, I'm pretty sure the general audience were like, okay, so that may be the last time we see of Bucky. But us fans, we know that that's not going to be the last time we see Bucky Barnes. I remember watching the trailer for this movie back in 2011 with my father. I was 11 years old back then, and I remember seeing the trailer, and I was like, whoa, this looks so cool. I was an 11-year-old kid who was excited for superhero movies. I wasn't much of a critic back then. I just wanted to see back then I just wanted to watch cool movies. I didn't really give a damn about criticism and critiques and what critics have to say. But I remember watching this movie in theater and having that look on my face. And I remember the look on my face was shock. Was like shock when I saw Bucky falling into the ice below. I'm thinking to myself, that's not the last time we're gonna see him. No, it is not. I seen Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I played Marvel Ultimate Alliance, the video game. I know who Bucky is gonna turn into. So yeah. I mean, that's really much. I mean, oh yeah, Steve and Captain America and Captain America and the Tesseract. The Tesseract appeared at the end of Thor, at the post-credit scene of Thor, and it shows up and it plays a major role in this movie. We see it going. We see both. We see both the army and the Allies and Hydra going after the Tesseract. The Red Skull has the Tesseract and uses it to power his ship. I believe he uses it to power his ship or something. And Captain America goes after him. They fight. Red Skull picks up the Tesseract and it blasts like some kind of wormhole, like a portal, and we all thought that's the last time we see him. But of course, since this movie is based on a comics, and when it comes to comics, we think this is going to be the last time we're going to see these characters. But of course, they always come back. So we know he's coming back in Infinity War. We know Red Skull is coming back in Infinity War. Steve pilots the ship, but the handles like stuck or something, and he decides to fly it in the waters below, in the icy waters below. And then that's it. That's how it all started. Like the movie opened up. I forgot to mention when the movie opened up. We see these group of I don't know, like fishermen, these fishermen or whatever, scientists or maybe SHIELD agents, and they see this ship. They go inside the ship, and one of them sees like the frozen shield of Captain America. The Living Legend is what he's called. Captain America, the Living Legend. So yeah, going back, Captain America is now frozen, and then we see Peggy is crying. Peggy is crying because she wanted that dance, and I guess she'll never have it. Well, we'll see. Well, well, I don't want to get ahead, but she's crying because she's never gonna have that dance now, and it's sad. It's sad, but but it is what it is. In a post-credit scene, well, it's not much of a post-credit scene, more like a post-black screen scene. I don't know, but so we see Steve Rogers. He's woken up. So we see Steve Rogers. He's woken up. He's woken up. He's inside. He's in this room, and he's wearing his oh my god, his army t-shirt, whatever it's called. And this woman comes in, and he hears on the radio about like the Brooklyn Dodgers or something like that, baseball. I'm pretty sure it's a baseball game. And Steve gets suspicious. He bashes down the room. He goes outside, and he sees the entire world change around him. Like he runs outside, and the entire world changes. He's in Times Square. Steve Rogers, he runs into Times Square, and he sees and then he sees Nick Fury. Nick Fury says, "At ease, soldier." And Steve's like, "How long was I gone?" or something like that. And Nick Fury's like, "You've been asleep, Cap, for almost 70 years. So Steve has been asleep for 70 years. That's 7 decades. He's been asleep for 7 decades. And in the post-credit scenes, we see Steve Rogers. I didn't stick around for this. I watched the post-credit scene on DVD. But the post-credit scene is Steve Rogers. He's punching a punching bag, and Nick Fury comes in and debriefs him about the Avengers initiative. "You here with the mission, sir?" "I am." "Trying to get me back in the world?" "Try to save it." Trying to save it. And then we see this clip. We see this short clip, a short trailer for the Avengers, which comes out next year. Well, this movie came out in 2011. That movie came out in 2012. So yeah, I would probably give this. So yeah, that's basically my review for Captain America: The First Avenger. This movie is very underrated, and I know I said that, but it's true. Like when it comes to the MCU, like a majority of the Phase 1 movie are very underrated, and they don't get a lot of love and attention, and that they should. And this movie is one of them. So I would give this movie a B plus. I was thinking about A minus, but a B plus. I give this movie a B plus. So yeah, that's my review for Captain America: The First Avenger. Yeah, that's not really much else to say about the movie. I don't want to go into detail. Because this movie would be an hour long. Because this movie would be over 30 minutes long if I go into detail, like maybe an hour long. For example, when Arnim Zola packs his stuff, one of the stuff that he packs is a blueprint for his robotic design, which is a reference to the comics when Arnim Zola, he puts his face on a robotic body. So it's a reference to the comics. There are certain references, and how when Captain America, another reference is when Captain America punches Hitler, or it's an actor who plays Hitler. When he punches Hitler in the face, that's a reference to the comic, like the cover. One of the covers for Captain America is him punching Adolf Hitler in the face. So that is a reference to the comics. I believe that's the comics where he first appeared. I'm not too quite sure. So yeah, there are, you know, a lot of Easter eggs and references to the comics, but this is not an Easter eggs. This is not an Easter egg or references review. This is not an Easter egg video. This is a movie review video. So that's my review for the movie, and I will see you guys at I will see you guys in the Avengers. I can't wait to talk about that. I cannot wait. We are gonna have some fun talking about the Avengers. So I will see you in that review.